There we go. Okay, guys, they released a new DevBlog. I'm gonna try to make this quick because it's just a video. I have to have the video up on my TV, so I have to have the video up on my TV. So let's go up here. They didn't give us like any hints on the release date, but they did say in Grand Tactician Napoleon Wars, which I don't know if Napoleon Wars, if this is like, oh, they could do something different with it. Army hierarchy plays a big role in it, in the campaign. If it determines the chain of command, but also command and control and logistics will be built around the hierarchy. The basic functions is similar to Grand Tactician, basically Grand Tactician 1, basically, but there's a few changes in the commands and UI has been adjusted to. Okay, you guys can read this. I literally got up an hour ago. So I'm trying to get this done. When opening the management view, a veteran yeah, I have like 100 hours in it, so yeah. Possibly for the first thing that jumped up is the color background seen in the hierarchy. In the above image, blue, red, orange, and yellow. Wait, what? Blue, red, green. Sorry, green I can't read for some reason. Orange. These are maneuver elements on the campaign map, columns and attachments. In Grand Tactician and the Civil War, maneuver elements always follow the hierarchy. What? Always follow the hierarchy. Is this a reference to someone making a mod to like the Civil War game, or them maybe updating the Civil War game? Because why would they mention? Well, I guess because they said in the Civil War, the maneuver elements always follow the hierarchy. But that's different. I don't know. European knowledge is different, but anyway, let's see here. Maneuver elements on the campaign map in Civil War. Okay, well, yeah. This time around, it's more flexible. It's up to you what kind of maneuver elements you would like to use. Cool. So I guess. Oh, okay. So blue is divisions. And then green, okay, I mean, they literally explain it, hang on, okay. I like how they have, you can do whatever you want, basically now. These, let's call these attachments, let's call them, from now on, attachments, can be built around the headquarters, HQ, even single units. They are related to the chain of command. In the example image, Garnier's detachment Garnier, green. Okay, yeah, okay, so detachments are green, okay. Not brigade, so that's not a full brigade, okay. Green. A single brigade of Mercedes division. Okay. Mercedes division, which they didn't, if you look at the actual, if you watch the actual, which we'll watch in a second, but I'm trying to read this first. Mercedes division, which is a part of Napoleon's army to Italy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure people were talking about you're commanding Napoleon. Yeah, Napoleon's in here, but you're actually commanding the armed forces of the Directory. Because if you watch the video, there's like, I'll show you guys in a second. Yeah, received its orders through the division, HQ. It's not specifically detached from the division. It's placed directly under the Army HQ. Same is true with logistics and supplies. The Army's supply trains feed the Army from available. Taken into account all the delays and supply capacity and reach. Okay. And though it's different. From the Civil War and all that detachments include garrisons, remains part of the Army, hierarchy specifically against. Yeah, okay. As with officers, shown in July, I like how they're linking the different stuff together. I like that now. How they're putting in links. So if you haven't seen the other ones, you can just click on them through this. That's cool. They're learning. In the army management, the controls have taken Focus, drag and drop. Yeah, okay, so everything is drag and drop now. Everything that comes to management is drag and drop now. Okay. When moving units within the army hierarchy, similar transfer delays take effect as in, that's expected, yeah. Depending on also the moving them between detachments. Oh wait, hang on. Let me read the rest of this. Depending on distance of the different detachments on the campaign map. In addition to moving units and groups within the hierarchy, you can also move them between detachments, even if they would not follow a strict hierarchical system. 2 brigades from different divisions can be combined into a detachment if needed for any reason, and so on. Okay, that's cool. That's cool, because that's what, because I know during the Italian campaign, during the Battle of Rivoli, before the Battle of Rivoli, Napoleon ordered Argero to send Massena and Joubert, like he took most of Argero's artillery and cavalry, because I guess Massena didn't have any cavalry or whatever. Even though it wasn't that many cavalrymen, but anyway, yeah. When moving units and groups between armies and civil war, it splits. So if you want to move units, it splits into. So if you want to create another, if you want to, put a garrison, it makes a whole new army or a whole new thing, basically. So that way, if you want to reattach it, you have to scroll to it, click on it, and then find it, basically. And you can't see like fortresses and stuff all on the same screen, which is, I don't know, weird. Which makes scrolling a bit of, yeah, it does make it horrendous. It is pretty horrendous. So that's why I try to keep as little because right now in my Confederate campaign and my Union campaign, I try to keep my armies to around 5 armies with corps. And if I have to, like, because I don't really create garrisons anymore. I don't really do that. I don't really, like, put units in the garrisons anymore. I did it one time, and I just stopped doing it. Anyway, okay. Okay. It's made scrolling a bit horrendous. In the Playground Wars, we have added clipboard functionality, which you drag and drop. I'm standing up. You drag and drop units or commanders from one army to another to the clipboard, select another army, and then drag and drop what is needed from the clipboard to the army. And then this is perks. I'm not going to read all this. And got this one groups were generated effective. Yep. The idea behind this system was allowed to customize units. So not every street brigade is the same. Once a perk is assigned, it can't be changed, though it can be leveled up. In the adjustments, system perks have been changed into support elements. These are not battle units, okay, and elements. Okay, elements that make the armies more effective in their operations. Unlike before, assets are refined, infinite. I don't know what this word is. This word right here, I don't know what this word is. I guess they're permanent or refined or whatever, can be reorganized during the campaign. If the pontoon train is needed somewhere else, it can be detached from its current support organization and moved to another. Single units, on the other hand, can be awarded battle honors that will increase their effectiveness and esprit de corps, which is the spirit of the unit, basically. So, in Grand Tactician, they didn't say it here, but I'm pretty sure there's gonna be 2 different. Okay, so unit spirit. So I guess how long? I guess after a battle. I guess if it could fight in another battle. I guess I don't know, but really, unit spirit. These are battle honors that are awarded through successful battles like Dalmatians. Available to officers. And sorry, endowments. Endowments. I think is what it's. I can never read that word. This word. Available to officers, and it's up to you which unit shall receive. In the following video, you will see an example of how the management works. Do not pay too much attention to the sample. Here, it's built for internal testing. As you read this, the actual OBs for the entire campaign. Okay, so I'm assuming the game is nearly done. Because why would they mention that they're building the actual OBs right now? As you're reading this. So I'm assuming they're completely done with the game. The game is like 90, not 90, but 80, 89, 90% done when it comes to the first release, which is the Napoleon's Italian campaign. Comes to Napoleon's Italian campaign. So I'm assuming the game's gonna be out in like, what, October? In the end of October, early November, maybe. Early November. Early November, maybe. Cause I thought they were gonna release it like not next week, but that following week. But they released it on the 14th, which is early. Which means, yeah, the game is mostly done. If they're like, yeah, we're able to show a lot more stuff, that means the game's maybe what, a month away. Cause the OB shouldn't take that long to make. If it's just, but like I said, drag and drop. It shouldn't take them that long to Because if the units are already in, hold on. Yeah. If the units are already in, like, the game, every single unit in the game, because we know that, if you look at this one, you can see that Napoleon's, like, guides are in the game, which I believe they're a detachment, I believe? Oh no, they're a squadron. Sorry. Attached to Napoleon. Also, I don't know what. Also, I'm pretty sure the Napoleon one is newer. It's a more recent one. So that means this is probably the most recent version of the game. Even though I think Land's portrait should still be changed to something else. So let's watch the video here. Yeah. Yeah, my son is there. Yeah, you can't really see it. It's that. My son's attachment. I'll read it. It has no artillery, which is weird. Oh, and you can see the support and afterwards. So it's all one screen now. So what I'm probably gonna do is unassigned commanders. If I want to put a physical command, I'm just gonna put them up here into the unassigned commanders. Or or maybe you can take the unassigned commanders out and put them back into the thing, back into the officer tree, so that way you can choose what commanders you want in charge. So like if I want Joubert in charge, I'll put Joubert up here and then choose, then think about it and figure out what I want to command. I hope you can do that. Because that can be kind of weird having to constantly, like, if I don't want Messina, if I don't want, Lands to be, like a divisional general yet, and I want him to be later on, I'm either gonna have to leave him or do something else with him. Basically. So, and that's kind of weird that if I want somebody to be a marshal, I have to put them in charge of a corps or something like that, right? I have to put them in charge of a corps in order for them to be a marshal, which is weird. Also, around 100. It says General Division Messina. Andre Messina. you have wampum. This is still a wampum right here. Also, you can put like different units together. Cause the one like each, so like I believe it's the overall. Well, each battalion is supposed to be a part of a demi brigade. They're not regiments yet. They didn't have regiments yet. They had battalions, demi brigades, which were like combined units basically. But anyway, it's a demi brigade basically. So like you see the 1st 22nd E, which is like the 1st battalion of the 22nd demi brigade, or you have the light basically light. So the 1st 22nd light troops or whatever, light brigade or whatever. Which that doesn't really make sense, but it was confusing back then. Anyway, yeah, basically that's how you would read this. And then you look at this one for the regular infantry that aren't light units. It would look like 1st Battalion, 22nd, sorry, not 22nd, but 32nd Demi Brigade, basically. So, like, each battalion, and you can combine them together if you need to. You can put them in different, you can take one battalion from a different, I'm pretty sure you can put all of the Demi Brigades to get, like, all of the, like, different battalions for one Demi Brigade under one commander, basically. So, under one commander. I hope you can do that. I hope you can take like all of the 32nd Demi Brigade and put them all under Lands or all under Joubert or all of like. I hope you can do that. Like put all the different battalions of that same number Demi Brigade and do it like that. Because they're battalions, right? They're battalions. They're not. They're battalions. Also, that's the engineering company. I don't know about the engineering company though. Also, what does he have under him already? Because he already has support. Also, the main column. That really should just be army. And I don't think you can change the names of these units anymore. I don't think you can change the names of the units, like the individual. But you might be able to change the individual names of the battalions, or maybe brigades or whatever. But I don't think you can change the names of like the armies anymore. Because if it doesn't have a thing that looks like it doesn't have a thing on it that looks like you can change it. So maybe because they did show that you could type stuff in, right? You can type stuff in. So maybe you can only give them like nicknames instead of changing the whole battalion name because they didn't really change. Battalion names didn't really change. It wasn't based on the name. It was just like oh. So I don't know how YouTubers are gonna do like the Patreon stuff for this game. Like, because what YouTubers do is put like Patreon names and stuff like into the game to be like, oh, this is your Patreon unit or whatever. I put a bunch of Patreon units into the game. I don't know how they're gonna do that now. Maybe they just put them on the nickname or whatever. Yeah. Anyway, because I don't have Patreon, so I'll do that. So that's. Elite sappers trained in fortifications, field works, entrenchments, and demolition, and assault preparations. Provides technical labor for shaping terrain, strengthening positions, and breaching enemy fortifications. And this is the thing where I think you're playing as the government, because it says upkeep cost. So I'm assuming there's an economy. Also, you can see in the background, like if you look at the background of the video up here, where my cursor is, you can see they already have the like the different start. So that's fast speed, that's that's normal speed, 2 times speed, 3 times speed, and then 4 times speed. That looks like 4 times speed, 5 times speed. I hope they fixed that. I hope they fixed it because in Grand Edition 1, you couldn't really go above. You couldn't go above like 2 speed or 5 speed because they had like the normal speed, then they had 2-speed, 5-speed, and then 20-speed. 20-speed, you couldn't use 20-speed. Unless you're like not in combat, unless you're waiting for your units to advance. You couldn't really use 5-speed, because 2-speed, sorry, 20-speed, because it wouldn't, 20-speed like destroys the entire game. And I tested this in one of my recent battles with the Confederacy. Like I'm playing the Confederate, I'm playing my Confederate campaign right now, because I'm ready to move on to Grand Edition 2 at this point. I played the game another time. The game's still fun. It's just I'm ready for Grand Edition 2. So I haven't been playing Grand Edition 1 as much. I've been playing a lot of Project Zomboid. So anyway, back to this. I don't know if the engineering company is like you can build like breastworks or whatever. Like if you need the engineering company in order to build breastworks. For like, if say you want to build like a redoubt, right? You want to build trenches, right? Or not trenches, but like cover for your army, basically. I don't know if you would need. I don't know if you need the engineers to build that, or because they didn't show that in the battles, and I don't think they're showing us any more battle stuff. I don't think they're showing us any more battle stuff because they only got what 4 months left. No, sorry, 3 months. I always say 3 months because I don't count December as a development, because like November is when the holidays start. So November, December is really when holidays start. So you're not really gonna get a lot of development done in those. You are, but you aren't, basically, because you have to take 1 day off for a holiday, and then you get tired and really don't. You know what I'm saying? So I'm assuming the game's either coming out in October or September. So next month. It's either coming out next month or the end of that following month into November. So I don't know. I have no idea. So yeah, this is like they need to explain the engineering, because it literally says field works, entrenchments, and demolitions. So I'm assuming. And the two I'm worried about is the field works and entrenchments. Because I know in Grand Edition 1 and in 7 Years War, you could build entrenchments for your units. So I'm assuming you're gonna be able to do that in Grand Edition. And Grand Edition 2, I'm assuming, because like that makes sense. Napoleon did use like entrenched cannon in at the Battle of Acre. At Acre, that river, that battle where like the famous, flag, him holding up the flag and him running forward, and there was like withering fire all around him. Like that's that bridge. I think, yeah, that bridge, yeah. Well, like there's two different versions of that scene. There's the one with Argero, which is, I believe, earlier, and then there's Napoleon's, which was later. So, yeah, that one. And also, it says river crossing and alpine crossing. Even though this stuff isn't done, I'm pretty sure this stuff is set in stone. This is the 25, because that makes sense. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this stuff is set in stone. Because they even have the -10. Which, yeah, pontoons. So I wonder if I put them with, if I put them at the army command. Which, if I put them in army command, like directly under the army, would that still affect everything else on the bottom? Like, would it still give Messina and all that stuff the 50% crossing the river speed? Oh no, it does. It literally says that. Never mind, I'm tripping. I'm not reading the thing. It literally says that. Yeah, it does say it. So what I'm probably gonna do with this is just leave them in army command. Leave them in army command. Cause I'm gonna be moving around Napoleon anyway. So I don't really know how to move this. Also, what is? That looks like, no, that's pontoon bridges. That's a weird symbol for pontoon bridges. Yeah, that's pontoon bridges. That's a weird symbol for pontoon bridges. Also enables rapid river crossings. I don't know if... So most of this stuff is like the final stuff, because if you look at up here, they have armies, fleet officers. The fleet stuff probably isn't going to be that important, because most of Italy was fought on land. So there's only like what, 2-3 ports? And I wonder, this is what I wonder, how much of France is going to be in the game? How much of southern France is going to be in the game? Because I know Austria is probably going to be up to like Vienna, and that's going to be the end of the map. Like the Danube is going to be the end of the map. Also, why do I think the game's probably coming out this next month? Well, not next month, but probably October. Because they have to test it. They have to make it and then test it. So that's why I say I think the game's coming out in October. Because the OB, they have to look up the different OBs, and they also have Napoleon, the other army. Because in Italy there were 2 armies. There was the Army of Italy and then the Army of the Alps, which they show the Army of the Alps in the actual video. You can see them later. So this is the Army of Italy, and then there's 8-pounders. Also, I don't know what the main gun thing means. I don't know if you can. I think everything in yellow here you can't change. I think that's like permanent. You can't change any of that. You have to go into the files and change that stuff. Also, it says province, home province, France. So that's how you know where the unit comes from, and that's how they're doing recruitment. It's instead of it being like specifically home province, France. So they come from France. So that's how they're doing the ethnic stuff. That's how they're doing the different nationalities of the Planet Wars. It's home province Austria, or home province Bavaria, or home, you know what I'm saying? Oh, no, I think it's just gonna be home province, Germany. Or maybe it's gonna be like that. Or maybe it's gonna be more particular. Maybe it's gonna be home province Nice, Savoy, Paris, home province Paris, or home province Normandy, or home province Versailles, or home province like Nice, Savoy, like that sort of stuff. I hope it's gonna be more. I hope, because this probably isn't finished, because it's placeholder, but I'm assuming. But the 8-pounder stuff, cannons, the foot artillery, that's all the same. The unit. So this, the top part, is probably the same. They're probably gonna change the home province thing to something else, because that doesn't really make sense. Because technically France isn't a province, it's a country. So you could, I guess, I don't know, weird. I guess they're gonna do it by town, or maybe by area. Yeah, because it is. I think it's just France. There's just be like just France, just like Germany from like Germany, and like Bavarian. Because the Austrians have 2 different. Yeah, the Austrians have 2 different languages. They have Austrian language, which is German. And then they have Hungarian, which is, I don't know how that's gonna work. Even though they show it, I think this is placeholder. I think the home province thing is placeholder. And the reason why I say it's coming out in October, early November, is because they still have to test the game. And if you look at it, it looks a lot like Grand Theft Auto 1. But I'm leaning on it, so you might hear those sounds again. But in the cars outside, so this. They already have this in, but they already have the officers and stuff in, so I don't know if you can like click on the officers screen and then drag and drop what officers you want over here, like into the unassigned commanders, and then assign them. I hope you can do that. You can like click on the officers and then click and drag them over. And I'm pretty sure this little portrait here is gonna be like the standard like random generated officer. Because in Grand Theft Auto 1, there's there's randomly generated officers, and those guys don't have portraits. So I'm assuming that's what this guy is, because I don't recognize that name. I'm assuming everyone that has like an actual face, that has like an actual like different face thing, is gonna be like a historical commander. So like Land's an historical commander. This guy, Delmania, Messina, Napoleon, they're all Wampon, like they're all like, I'm assuming. I wonder what Murat looks like, because Murat was in the Italian theater, so I'm assuming they haven't shown what Murat's portrait looks like. So I don't know if he's commanding. Also, he's commanding. Well, there's infantry in that. That's like a full brigade, but that's a full like mixed brigade. Basically, that's a mixed brigade. Because it has hussars, chasseurs, which are two different cavalry units, by the way. One's scouts, the other one is like the. Also, I don't know if you can change the main weapon, because it doesn't look like there's a thing you can click on. Also, this is for like nicknames. I don't think you can change this, but you can add like nicknames and stuff to the game. Because you see them. See, here's the other army. So you start off with. So you should start off, at least as France, with 3 armies: Army de Italy, Army de Alps, and Army of Piedmont, I think? No, maybe I'm tripping. Maybe it's just 2. Yeah, it says Army de Alps, main column. So I'm assuming you can like combine both of these together. Also, let's go back to that. That's how you form a new brigade. You have to click on the actual division or commander and click the brigade button. And then you put the units in that. That's still the shit. I don't know if they're like recruiting these units, which I don't think they are. I think on the ground, I think there should be 2 different ways of getting units. I think in the game, like if you're playing as France, you recruit units. Like I'm talking about the Grand Campaign, not this game. I'm talking about the Grand Campaign. In the Grand Campaign, you recruit units. I'm assuming there's 2 ways in the campaigns. There's 2 ways to get units. Like, hold on. Not fully awake yet, so just give me a second. Okay. Yeah, I'm assuming. Oh, and there's also a timer. The timer's not done, obviously, but you know, I'm assuming. Oh, Joubert was a part of. Well, that's not. I don't think that's totally accurate, but yeah. Anyway, I'm assuming there's 2 ways you can like get units on the Grand Campaign, right? On the Grand Campaign, you like if you're playing as France, you do the regular recruit unit basically. You recruit a unit and that's it. You recruit unit and then you're done. You like recruit a unit from Spain or Portugal or whatever. I don't know why I use Portugal as France, like not as France, but like as Britain. You recruit a unit and then you're done basically. And then the other one is you get units throughout the war. Like you get units throughout a war or a campaign or whatever, and you add them to your army because your allies have recruited them. Not you. They spawn, and then you put them part of your army, basically, like that. Which I think that's what this is. Because I don't think you're recruiting units for the army, really. I think they spawn in, basically. They haven't really said how you recruit units. I'm assuming you do it the regular way, where you go find a unit, or you hit the recruitment button, and then you go and then you recruit. I'm assuming that's the simple way. And then there's another way of you just getting units. Or maybe something like that. Because because there's upkeep costs, so I'm assuming he recruited those units, or maybe he didn't, I don't know. They haven't really told us how you recruit units yet, so. Oh, that's cool. Being transferred 22 days? Jesus Christ, a long time. Distance 400 and effective training 25. Oh, I didn't. Oh, wait. Okay, so now in the if you transfer units, it tells you how long it's gonna take a unit to do it and how far away they are. And I guess you can cancel this and put them back in here, I guess. See, that's the 10th, that's the 2nd Brigade, that's the 2nd Battalion of the 10th Cheshires. I don't know what the E means. I don't know what the E means. I know, like, DE means, like, D Brigade, right? Also, this is, no, that's the E, but that's the D. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't know. Like, you could transfer units has an ETA, 22 days, and 5 hours? I guess that last part is a 5. Oh, wait, maybe it's 22 hours and 5 days. That makes more sense. Its distance is 418 kilometers. That should be miles, but kilometers, okay. Facts, effective training, which okay, so if I transfer a unit from, say, Spain all the way to, like, Russia, right? That's gonna have an effect on training. That's cool, just because it would, because you would have to learn how to fight in that new theater, basically. So say you fight in Spain, right? You'd have to learn how to fight in Spain, because Spain is different fighting from Eastern Europe, which is like large line battles and shooting. Well, Spain isn't really, Spain was more maneuver, right? Outflanking maneuver. And maybe the occasional large battle. Basically. Deploy garrison. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Not paying attention. It's like, oh, my son's attachment. See, that's the Grenadiers. 500. Jesus, no good. Oh, Elite Infantry, okay. Land Brigade / Macinus Division, Army d'Italy. Okay, I don't know what the last two come. I guess they're the placeholders. I don't know. Okay. Detach this unit to operate independently of entire commandant or command. I don't know what this is. That's an E. I don't know what this word is. A detachment you can order independently on the map. So I can just put one battalion on the map and just say, hold that. Basically. Okay, so it's, yeah, okay, so and I think the background changes to tell you whether it's garrisoned or not. That's cool. Because it says, detach this unit to garrison the nearest city. A garrison detachment will appear on the map. I already know what I'm gonna do. What I might do is, because I know what I'm gonna do. For not Messena, but Delamania. I'm gonna make Delamania a division commander, which I don't know how you make new divisions. I don't know how you make new divisions. Because what if I don't want to create attachment? I want to create a new division. They already showed us how to do brigades, but they haven't shown us how to do divisions yet. Which should also appear. Because Napoleon had 4 divisions, right? And he created new divisions, right? So I don't know how that's gonna work. They haven't really shown us how to create new divisions. They've only shown us how to create detachments. Which is the detachment is a division, but I don't know. I want a division. So I'm probably gonna have to name the detachment Delamania Division, basically. Or something like that. Yeah, newest city on the map. Which is weird. What if I want them to garrison like a certain city? Am I gonna have to move that whole battalion? Do I have to move that whole division or detachment to that specific city? And then have them. There really should be another drop-down menu that lets you select where you want them to garrison. That'd be cool. So that way, if I want to garrison this, if I want them to garrison Lombardy, I can put them in Lombardy instead of having to move one unit at a time to garrison each individual thing, basically. But because we don't see what the detachment looks like, so we don't know if we can move it or whatever. I don't know if we can. Oh, okay. Oh, but okay. It says the actual name of the town. Okay, that it's securing. Okay, so that means so we know where Massena is, or at least we know where Garnier is, because it was Garnier. Well, no, not Garnier. Garnier is near Vautry. So that means we know on the campaign map where they are. Which means that yeah, they're testing it on the campaign map. Even though there's no evidence moved, but you can see that also I want to say this about the battle AI, about the battle one. If you go watch the battle time short, like the little short that they showed for like time passing in the battlefield, like the day to night, the next day cycle thing they showed in the time and like weather effects and that sort of stuff for that video. You can see like they already have the even though that doesn't look much, but yeah, they have for that video they have what is it? They have like autosaves. It autosaves twice. It autosaves when it goes to the next day, and then it also you can see it autosave again. Like just stay there, you can see it autosave twice. Or at least I noticed it autosaving twice. So if they only have auto-saving in, then that means they're pretty much done with the battle layer. I'm pretty sure the main team is completely done with the battle layer. Because if they have this stuff done, then that means the game's coming out this year sometime soon. And we'll probably never get no more content until next year. All we'll probably be getting is bug fixes. Because they have to see if the game's going to sell, if the game, people like it, people hate it. They have to, if people like it or hate it, so they have to kind of check all that. And it's not coming out until probably October, early November, maybe, because they have to play the game to test it. They have to like play test it to see if this has a major bug in it. This has a, or what they could do is just let the game put the OB in, and then just say, well, let the players test it up themselves, and so the bug will fix it. But that's what happened last time, and they didn't really, Yeah, I didn't notice that until just now, that it tells you where the garrison is, which means we know where they are on the map. We know where Garnier is on the map. He's near Vautry, which doesn't make any sense because Lombard would be near Vautry as well. Maybe Massena's whole division is near Vautry, but so maybe next month we'll finally see the campaign stuff. And then they'll give us a release date. Hopefully. Am I rushing them? No. I'm just saying that they're showing stuff that looks not done, but looks like the game's near the finish line. Basically what I'm saying. Okay, attaching it into attachment. Which I don't know if this... okay. Hold on, go back. What the... That was quick. How... Okay, so ETA... an hour and 9 days? Oh no, that's just 19 days. So I was right when I saw, that. That is 0 hours. Oh, that's how long it takes the brigade to form, I think. Right? What's they Oh, that's a placeholder. It's not actually being transferred, it's being created. It's not actually being transferred. these are the transfer units right here. These are unassigned units. So I'm assuming these units will be faster at getting there. So it's a placeholder. I didn't realize it was a placeholder. Yeah, it's a placeholder. Duh. We're being stupid. I'm like, that's not obviously how it should be, obviously. Duh. I don't know if I'm stupid, but I hope I am. I'm having fun. Okay, so let's go back to the first one. Yeah. Unit is allowed to parade using captured instruments captured from elite enemy unit, using them in the future battles. I don't know if this awarded by a unit, you can drag and drop to the selected unit honors to unit selection honors. It cannot be revoked and later awarded to another unit. Okay, so once you do that, you have to and I don't know what I hope captured instruments actually does something to the unit. I hope it's not just you just increase its fighting spirit. That's it. That's all it does. I hope it actually changes the sound the unit makes, like when it's marching or when it's going to battle. You can hear it change. You can hear like maybe Austrian music, or like a different version of a French song, but in the Austrian style of playing a song, basically. Yeah, I don't think you can change the actual name. I don't think you can change the actual name of the whole unit, but you can add like nicknames to it, or honorary names that it's gotten. Basically. Oh, I guess that's how you make a division. I guess that's how you make a division. I don't know. I don't know. Let's read the comments. This guy is wrong here. This guy's wrong. Also, every game nowadays looks the same. Yeah, it's not doing anything special, but if you look at, he clearly didn't read it. Also, one game has each individual like color like thing with, I'm not gonna no, I'm not gonna argue with people online about nonsense. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna play the game regardless. But, it is what it is. But, yeah, the game doesn't... Let me turn this sound off. Hold on. Yeah, like, what game here has this level of detail? Like, you can make detachments, you can... Which, I still don't know how they made the... Like, yeah, they clicked on brigade, but how do you form... a division though? They haven't shown how you form a division. I guess adding two battalions together make the division, I guess? I have no idea. How do you make a division? Maybe you can't. Well, you're gonna have to be able to make a division, because if you're making because new brigades were formed during the Napoleonic Wars. It wasn't just the same, 5 or 6 brigades, new brigades and new... Like if you want to form an entirely new core, you have to put brigades. You have to put divisions in that, in that brigade. So division. You have to put divisions in that core. So like Napoleon formed an entirely new yeah, he did. He formed entirely new divisions. Because I know, like, if you fight, you can find online, but he formed like a cuirassier division, like a whole new division, and then added it to a core or something like that. They were making new divisions and new cores and stuff like that. So throughout the entire fight wars, by the end of it, he had 19 cores and like 2 or 3 armies. Yeah, but anyway, that dude is. I think I'm done. But like, I shouldn't have opened the comment section because now I see this. I mean, that's his opinion, but Grand Edition, they've only released 3 games. The first game looks awful, and then you look at the second game, which is Grand Edition. Which is Grand Edition 1, which is the Civil War game. That looks drastically different than the first game. And then this game looks drastically not too it looks drastically different than the second game. So he's wrong in some aspects, but he's also right in some aspects. Like if you ask, like, if you look at a Paradox game, yeah, all the Paradox games are the same. They all use the same thing. Like Total War all looks the same. This looks nothing like Total War. Now, is he referring to like every game like this, which is like a historical war game? Yeah, okay. But there's no other game that has both strategic and tactical battles within, the Civil War. Well, that's not true, but there's other games like Blue and like Gray and the Blue and the Gray. The Blue and the Gray that has like a campaign map and a tactical battle, but those are different things. Most people, most developers, when they do games with like historical stuff, they mainly do either battles or, mainly battles. This does both the battles and the campaigns, so it does both. So it's a different game in that regard. It's a different game in that regard. It also has, I don't think any other game has the drag and drop feature in the game. Like that does a game like that does this grand, like with a campaign and with a tactical battles too. I'm pretty sure the guy who said that, he's still gonna buy the game. I'm pretty sure, because you took the time to watch the video and then type something out. Like it's his opinion, but looks like any other game that came out before. Why? He's not an English speaker. Why does no one evolve and make something? Oh, okay. Now I understand what this is. It's not. He's not hating on the game. He's just saying it's. I should have read it before I said anything. Should have read it before. He's what? Okay, that's it. He's asking a question in the second part of it, and then he's giving his opinion in the first part of it. Okay. Yeah, it is. I mean, yeah. I'm not gonna right now. It's okay. I probably just started something online, but anyway, for that last part. But anyway, yeah, I'm done. Yeah, I'm done. Bye, guys.